All right, so we are going live here. We're going to take a look at a design for Easter, and we are taking a look at a couple different things. So right now on my screen, you can see a package that we put together for Easter. This is resizes that are done for this Easter design. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to determine when a sub brand is necessary for a church. You know, your church might have a brand that's the primary brand that has a logo, the colors, the fonts that are the primary brand for the church. And you should have that defined and in place that you're using consistently to build trust over time. But there's going to be some times where you want to create a sub brand, and a good time for that might be an event like Easter. Now, the criteria for when you should create a sub brand is it's really simple. Like, we try to keep it streamlined. Basically, when we're reaching a large audience with a unique message. So if your event is going to reach out to a large audience in your community with a unique message, then that's a good criteria for designing a sub brand or a different look and feel. So this particular Easter design is for Vibrant Church. It has a little bit of the vibrant branding in it, like that color is a vibrant color, but the look and feel overall is not necessarily what the church would use for its primary branding. In fact, if I were to pull up the Vibrant Church, it's like some signage and some other things, you would see that it looks different. Looks like this is going kind of slow for me here, so I'll see if I can get to it. But we use Canva for a lot of what we do just because we like to uh, allow others to be able to make edits to designs. So whenever our church brand guide, we work with the church to create some designs or a new brand, we like to do it in Canva so that we're able to pass that on to you. But this is an example pulling up on my screen right now of a sub of the primary brand of the church. You'll kind of see some designs here. I'll let that pull up. While it's pulling up again, I'll jump over to the Easter design and I will show that on my screen. Hopefully that pulls up quickly. That's kind of the trick about doing these live things. But as that's pulling up, let me explain a little bit more about the sub brand idea. We don't want to do too many sub brands within the church. We want to primarily push the main brand because what we're trying to do is build trust over time. So by having consistent colors, the logo consistently being used, the fonts being used consistently over time, what we're able to do is build trust with the community that it's they can recognize us when it's us, our church, but also they can they know the messaging. Even like the messaging should be very consistent. So maybe you're a church that uses this idea that everyone is welcome. So one of your messages might be welcome home. Well, you see welcome home on your stuff, on your website, on your, in your banner up front, in the lobby that says welcome home. That creates consistency and trust. It defines your brand, whatever that message looks like. So we want to lean into that as much as possible. But if you do have a big event like Easter, where the brand, the audience that you're trying to reach it's a large audience, then it's a great idea to mix things up with a sub brand. So on my screen right now, these are some signs that we created for Vibrant Church using the brand standards of the church. So the main color for the brand is this yellow color. This font is kind of the main font. We're using a font called Anton. And then we're using the logo in the proper usage. So you can see like overall, like we have several different signs that we're doing here that all have the same look and feel, the same vibe. But then Easter has a hint of that, but it is a unique look. So if you're doing a men's conference that reaches a lot of men in the city, when I say a lot, maybe it's like 50% or more of the audience in your church. So let's say your church runs 200 people on a weekend. If you're trying to reach out to 100 or more people to come to an event, then maybe it's a good sub-brand opportunity. Keep it to a minimum. We don't want to have a lot of sub-brands throughout the year. It's really hard to manage that, and it creates confusion if you don't manage it well. I would say maybe a rule would be 5 per year that are sub-brands, and they should be pretty major things like Easter, or maybe have a men's conference that's a big deal and invites a lot, gets a lot of people to come to your church. Maybe that's a good opportunity for a sub-brand. Otherwise, keep it very simple. Keep that sub-brand really tight, and that look and feel really tight. So again, let me just jump over one more time to The resizes, we use Canva so that we can resize things very quickly and easily for churches when it comes to things like an Easter. So resizes might be something like we need posters. We have a design, but we need posters. We have a design, but we need a large banner for the lobby. Or maybe we need flyers or invite cards that are smaller, or screens that are good for the auditorium, plus screens that are, or little graphics that are good for Instagram. So we want to create all those different sizes. And again, we like doing that in Canva because it allows us to resize it very quickly. In fact, we have a great resource called Canva for Churches, in case you haven't checked that out. In fact, let me hop over there real quick so I can show it to you. CanvaForChurches.com. And then in it, we actually have several different Easter graphics that you can click on and just download for free. So we kind of labeled them as classic. This has more of a classic look. This has a modern look. This one has a more trendy Easter look to it. So if you click into the graphic itself, all you have to do is create an account. It's free to create the account, and then you can access the graphic right there by clicking on that download button. Once you click on the download button, it jumps into Canva, and you're able to then use the template and start making edits to it. The edits might be that you just swap in your logo, maybe you put some service times and other information that's unique to your church. And then in Canva, it allows you to then resize those very quickly if you do need to create invite cards or maybe posters or different things for the facility. Canva just allows you to do that very quickly, but we want to provide you with the initial design concept that just looks amazing and allows you to then get that done. So, all right, let me close out this video. Hopefully this is helpful when it comes to sub-brands and like when you should use a sub-brand. And hopefully it also is helpful to provide you with a resource. If you're not ready for Easter yet, then feel free to jump in here, grab this free resource. Otherwise, Canva for Churches is available and has a lot of designs, over 200 designs that are free to download, and they're all editable in Canva. So if you haven't checked out that resource that we created, make sure you check out Canva for Churches. You'll see some of the designs even now on my screen here as I pull them up. All right, well, hey, thank you for jumping on. Hopefully this was helpful. Please like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we will see you on the next one.